team known to, struggle or not know what to do with the available players they have. Yeah, last season they had some injuries, if you remember, the likes of Diaz and you know, and then they had this
Van Dijk as well.
yeah, Van Dijk, and then in came Elliot, the likes of Elliot, started playing, and
In the
they
midfield, yeah.
started making impacts. So
Yes, today is Liverpool. Right now, I have my guy Ugum. We are here. We couldn't get a hold of our Liverpool fan in the house to look at Liverpool so far this season. After 4 games, we are having our Big Six review in EPL on Transit TV, looking at this the Big Six teams in EPL, how they have performed after 4 seasons. We all know that after 4 games, I meant to say the international window comes in for players to go to national teams and do their duties for their countries. So right now EPL is on break for a couple of weeks. Players have gone home to help their countries with their international engagements. So we are using this weekend to review the Big Six teams in EPL, how they transfer, starting from the transfer window, how they perform the transfer window, the players that were bought and sold by these clubs, their coaches, what they have applied or adopted into their team going to this season so far, and the performance of the players who has performed or underwhelmed in the performance in these clubs, and what we expect these clubs to achieve, after the international break. So today, right now, I'm looking at Liverpool with my man Ubum. He's representing the Liverpool crowd in the channel to look at what Liverpool has done so far from the transfer window up until this point in the league this season. So, guys, you are welcome to the show. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. Like I said in our previous episode, it shows that most of our viewers are not subscribed to the channel yet. Over 50% of them are enjoying the show but not subscribed yet. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and help us to share the content. Ugum, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you, Reggie. Always a pleasure to be on Transit. And like you rightly mentioned, the good reminder to everyone, please, watching us, please encourage us. Go ahead and subscribe. Please share with your friends, family. If possible, share with your enemies. Let everyone just watch and follow the game. We are students of the game. We love the game of football, and we're here to discuss it and to learn and teach each other. So please just help us and communicate with everybody around you. Get everyone to sign up to Transit TV.
Yeah, like Ugum rightly said, all we give here is our opinion, our best opinion, about situations in the game, in the clubs, in the matches that we watch, players' attitude and performances. We also encourage you are free to give yours as well in the comment section. If you feel that our point or our view in these situations are not, you don't agree with them, let us know, and let us know your reasons and your own, and back up your point of view with facts and reasons for doing so. So let's get on this one. Let's crack with this one right quick. What's your general thought about Liverpool so far? After 4 games in the league, have they surprised you? Have they underwhelmed you? Generally speaking, what have been your impression about Liverpool's performance so far?
No, I haven't been surprised by Liverpool. Actually, Liverpool surprised me last season with their level of performances, considering how highly I rated the team, the players under Jurgen Klopp, and how highly I rate Jurgen Klopp himself. So I feel that last season was an aberration. I feel like they are back to the normal Liverpool that I've always known. This is a club that has a rich history, has a complete cauldron of a home in Anfield, where it's very notorious for opposing players. Whenever they come there, they are scared of playing Liverpool. So Liverpool is a traditionally strong club, and over the last few years they've been superb playing under Jurgen Klopp, and now I think they are back to the Liverpool that we were used to. And last season was an aberration.
Okay, yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. Well, last season, I remember you and I had conversations so many times. Even when they were struggling, I was wary of them. You remember, I used to always calculate the number of points between Liverpool and Arsenal. I used to tell you until it's mathematically impossible for Liverpool to go above Arsenal. I'm not going to relax and feel that we are going to do better than them in the season. That tells you how much I respect the team and the quality that they have in that team. But like you said, last season was a very poor show for them, and it seems they are beginning to find their mojo in this season. So let's look at the transfers. At the beginning this summer, Liverpool lost Henderson, who is their renowned leader, the captain of the club. Though he's getting towards the other side of his career, they lost him. They lost surprisingly Fabinho to Saudi Arabia. In the defense last season, when Van Dijk had a long-term injury, they struggled defensively. We also know that what's his name? Trent also struggled defensively. In fact, generally last season he was a little bit of a shit show for Liverpool. But this summer they have gone out and bought McAllister, the Sly, and Endo. Do you think the Liverpool did enough in the transfer window this season, both in and out, to have a solid team to go again to try to challenge City and recently Arsenal in the league?
That's a really good question. I think I'll say the answer to that question is yes and no. I think that Gravenberg, adding him to their team, really made their window a good one. I would have said a bit insufficient without Gravenberg. But then, even with the addition of Gravenberg, I felt they needed some freshmen in the fullback positions. And the Robinson has been, the main guy on the left for going on 5 seasons now. We definitely Simikas is nowhere close to Robinson in terms of ability. And then they've had Trent playing right fullback, but now Trent is being listed as a midfielder, which means that they're going to use either a 3-man defense or they'll use Joe Gomez towards the right. And that, I don't think they have enough strength in depth in fullback to really contest. But anywhere from the midfield moving forward, they seem stacked right now with talents, enough exciting talents that will help them go far.
Yeah, I think I share the same view with you. Though for me, Liverpool is good enough. They have enough to make top 4. I don't think they have enough strength in depth to go for a title challenge. Just because of what you rightly mentioned, defensively, I don't think that Liverpool have the numbers to go all season. Considering the fact they are also in Europe, they're going to play Europa this season, except the club is not going to look down on that tournament and focus on the league. Because you remember last season, one of the reasons why he said that Arsenal could not win the league because they didn't have the numbers in terms of the quality and numbers in terms of that. So I believe Liverpool should have gotten some reinforcement defensively. First of all, Van Dijk, we know, has been renowned to be, if not one of the top 3 defenders in the world, but in the last 12 months, I don't think he's been the same Van Dijk. So you're not completely sure what you're going to get from him this season. Then on top of that, if he gets injured, I don't know who they have behind him to step in. On the fullback positions, like rightly mentioned, Trent and Robertson have done their bits in the last 3-4 seasons or 5 seasons that the club has been there, for 7 years now. It's time to I believe that they should have freshened it up this season and give them some strong competition going forward. So if Liverpool were to have maybe 1 or 2 injuries defensively, I don't think they have enough to go toe-to-toe with the Big 6 team, especially City, Arsenal, and maybe even Tottenham Hotspur right now. Then going forward, they have done some good buys. Liverpool, yeah, like you said, going forward, I believe Liverpool has they have what it takes to go toe-to-toe with anybody in European football, world club football right now. The only other place I think they should have done better is the defensive mid position. I don't know much about Endo. At 30 years, is no much different from Fabinho in terms of physical ability, or if you're looking at their age. So I think that was just a makeshift buy, like you said, probably to hold sway right now until Gravenberch matures into that position, which is also makes it completely evident that in that position they are not ready for this season. Probably by the next season or two, or by the second half of the season, probably they'll be stronger in that position. Mark Allister, fantastic player, but he is not a defensive midfielder. They use him in that position against Aston Villa. I know Aston Villa, you can do that against Aston Villa, get away with it, not with against a team like City or when you go into Europe. So if you are to rate their transfer this summer on a scale of 1 to 10, what will you rate Liverpool's transfer window as? And considering the fact that they managed to keep Salah.
I will rate it a 7. I think they came close to top marks. Yeah, they came close to top marks. Perhaps I don't think they will have major problems in defensive midfield, though maybe for the next one season or so they may, because their options are young options. But Gravenberch is a hungry player that really wants to play, and may be their ultimate solution for the defensive midfield. As they still have the likes of Thiago there. So, but because they couldn't get fullbacks and they haven't really gotten enough cover in defense, I'll give them the window a 7 out of 10.
Well, I would have rated them 6, but I'll do 7 like you because they managed to keep Salah. The reason why I was going to go for 6 was the way they conducted their transfer, the razzmatazz and the mess they had with bidding and trying to sign both Caicedo and Lavia. Those two transfers, the way Liverpool approached them, really made a mess of the club. So for me, that would be a -1 point from what I've rated them. But again, they redeemed that by having a way to stop Salah from leaving the club. I hear the Saudi Arabian transfer window closes today. So obviously, Salah is going to stay in Liverpool at least from now till January. For them to be able to reject a potential £200 million bid for a player that is above 30 years, it shows the resolute position of the club in terms of holding on to their best price assets. So for that one, I also give them one more point. So I'll go with you for 7, and we'll see how what they have will serve them to the end of the season. Then let's go to their coach, the manager, Jurgen Klopp. Last season, there was so much noise about the 70-year syndrome. People were saying he always gets it wrong at the 70th year in a club, that he was finished. As a matter of fact, I personally was beginning to feel that he has lost it in Liverpool. Probably the players are used to the message, and it was becoming boring for them to hear the same message every day. And again, rightly, because Liverpool was not doing anything different. So, and I felt that when you, as a player or as a student, listen to your boss every day and he keeps telling you, giving you the same instructions, at some point you will stop listening because you feel you know what he is about to say. So I felt that the club was done. But this season, Liverpool lose different. Have you noticed anything that Klopp has done differently? Do you see any impact from him in considering what Liverpool has done so far in the season? Do you give him thumbs up, or you feel he has to do more? What's your general view about Klopp's impact on the club, on the team?
Yeah, Klopp is Klopp. Klopp is so good at motivating players. That's one thing that he stands out. From the way Szoboszlai has started the season, I can see Klopp's hand all over, right? He's a coach that will bring out the best in any player by motivating the player, speaking to the player, clearly spelling out what he wants from the player, and demanding maximum effort, right? If you see how hard his forward line works, that will tell you that he's demanding the maximum effort from them. So Szoboszlai, with the way he has started, McAllister, and of course Luis Garcia, and the man from the Netherlands, what's it, Cody Gakpo.
Okay, Gakpo.
The way, yeah, Cody Gakpo. The way all of them have started the season, and of course, Salah is still there, shows that Klopp this last year was a timeout for him. He wasn't happy at all. For some reason, I sense that there was something going on with him, maybe perhaps with the owners of the club. But he's more motivated. He's looking fresher this season, looking more animated again on the touchline. It looks like he's rediscovered his passion to try and push Liverpool forward. With him now, with Arsenal challenging and other clubs challenging, you can sense that his competitive juices have started flowing again for Klopp.
Yeah, I hear you, and I think I agree with you there. Before I drop my own views on that. Choma, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on short notice. Always reliable, and we have missed you. Our viewers have missed you. People are asking, we've not been seeing the beautiful lady on the crew. What have you guys sent her away? And thank you for showing up today. We are doing our Big Six review after 4 games into the season. Today is Liverpool, as you already know. I've started, you're like maybe 5-10 minutes late. So right now we're looking at the Jurgen Klopp. Last season, Liverpool struggled. Going to this season, so far after 4 games, do you think he has done anything different from what he did last season? And what have you been impressed with him about so far this season?
I think aside from his cry over Middle East closing, if not for anything, the Middle East scared that guy, and they still scare him. Okay, he's been screaming on top of his voices, close the window, close the window.
Yeah, he's closing
Apart
today.
from that, I think, exactly. So, like, we're very excited for him. Like, he still has his guy. Hopefully,
Salah. Yeah.
it's Salah. So, we're all very excited for him. I am excited for him. He didn't really lose Salah. And just like Ugum said, he's looking good. It's like I see he's getting himself together,
Okay.
getting into the competition and seeing that he's got all his guys where he needs them actually. Like he's got, this Zoboslai guy is like one of his hottest in.
Yeah. We're having an issue with this connection.
Oh, bad connection.
Yeah. I think it's network issues. Okay, while we wait for Choma to get back, I think he's having connection issues right there. Like I said earlier, yeah, Klopp, I've been impressed with him this season. After the disappointment of last season, I think he's rejuvenated. He looks more vibrant. He looks like he has kind of adopted the team a little bit. There was so much outcry last season after the emergence of Arteta's what do they call it again? Arteta's using of Zinchenko as an inverted left back, and the struggles of Trent Arnold in Liverpool. There was so much cry for him to either use him as a midfielder or invert him on the right to use his abilities, to progress the ball going forward. This season, I told you, the last season, Klopp, tended to have heeded to those cries, and this season he has continued it as well, which has given Liverpool more firepower going forward. And again, I think Liverpool has found back their pressing abilities. They used to have the reputation of being the hottest and most dangerous pressers in European football. They lost that a little bit after Sané left, and of course, Firmino lost his energy somewhat because of he's I think he's above 30. So this season, Liverpool has looked very vibrant and they've looked very vicious going forward. They have created chances. Soboslai, like you mentioned, has been a very, very important tool for the team going forward. He has scored goals. He has, helped them so much in transition. Salah doesn't need to do much tracking back anymore because of Somerslide, because the guy stands between the midfield and the attack, supplies the passes, and also helps them in the pressing. Of course, McAllister has also come in and brought in energy in that midfield as well. It's no longer easy for, because so many games last season, Klopp used some youngsters to play in the midfield. Elliot, you have Elliot and the other two guys, and most of the time they were at run in the midfield. So this time around, he's using Gakpo, he has McAllister, he has Soberslide. The midfield looks a little bit more matured and stronger, and they are standing the test of anything that is thrown at them. Apart from the first, I think, 20-30 minutes against Chelsea in the first game of the season, after that, I don't think anybody has given Liverpool any serious pressure in the midfield. So I think I rate, I believe Klopp has done well this season. If they can maintain the momentum they are carrying right now, they are going to be a force to reckon with this season. And if possible, it's going to be between them and Arsenal to challenge City for the title, if anybody can at all do that. So we move to, let me ask you, who has been your best performer for Liverpool so far this season?
Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai has been their best performer. I think he's been very consistent. Initially, starting off in a new league with new expectations, and actually heavy expectations, considering how much Liverpool paid for him. He quickly blended in. What I've noticed is that he's a technical player, but with little drama, right? I think he plays the game, puts his head down, and he does all the tricks and all that, but he doesn't attract unnecessary, let me not say doesn't attract unnecessary attention. He doesn't catch attention as normally other people will so easily.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good player, and he's been part of their moves. He's gotten assists and gotten goals, and he's already making a difference that people can see that he's brought a lot of value to Liverpool Football Club.
Thomas, who has been your best performer so far for Liverpool?
Alexis McAllister. See, I think everybody knows this already. I think that money they paid for Enzo, they should have given it to Alexis and then given Enzo. Well, I'm not here to banter or make people, angry. But the thing is, McAllister for me is the deal. He was the deal in Brighton. And immediately he got to Liverpool. We didn't need to do any sacrifices for him or talk about him or pray for him or do anything for him to start showing what he's worth. He came in, took up his position, and gives his all every day he's on the pitch. Okay? Unlike some people that we had to, I don't know what we're doing for them, or every match we'll come and check, did they cover their stats today? He took up his position, completes his stats, makes his runs. You see him there. He doesn't hide. You can never see him swallowed. So for me, I think not just because he's one of the new guys, but I feel like, if you're new in a place, you need to show your money worth. So it's McAllister for me, actually.
Yeah, I think the two guys who people have chosen have performed very well for Liverpool. Somerslide coming to a new league and performing how he has done so far shows the quality of the player he has been. Obviously, we're just reviewing the first 4 games. So looking at the first 4 games for Liverpool, as a matter of fact, he started off his career in Liverpool with a goal. So he has, I think, made 1 or 2 assists, created some big chances for the team. But I want to recognize the performance of Trent so far. I think he has officially named the assistant captain of the team. Considering the berating and the criticism that he got last season, and consistently Klopp continued to play him. He made mistake over and over. The lost games were blamed on his performance so many times. He held it, he held his own, and came in this season. I don't think he has put any foot wrong so far going to this season. I think one of the reasons why you guys probably did not mention him is because you know his qualities. The guy has performed at a level that, if you watch Liverpool closely, he has been very, very instrumental to what Liverpool has done this season. With regards to, they call it pre-assist. He has helped Liverpool so much in transition. Defensively, I think he has done a little better than what we have seen him do in the past. Well, I agree with you guys on Soberslide and McAllister. I want to, drop Trent in there from performances so far.
Yeah, let me just, gush a little about Trent. Okay. It's the reason why I didn't really talk about him is because, of course, he's a star in my eyes. No matter what happens, even if whatever position he plays in, Southgate plays him in the middle, and Klopp plays him where he thinks his feet. He has his ways. I mean, I see what he does in Liverpool. The crosses, the throws, the passes, the fights, the runs when they are necessary. So he has always been a star in my eyes, more like, there's something they say in my language, when the new wife comes in, you tend to forget about the older one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Any more thing to add? We should move.
Yeah. No, yeah, you can go ahead.
Then this is the difficult one. I don't know if you have any who has been your most underwhelming performer for Liverpool so far. I'm not saying anybody was bad, but of course, everybody has not performed at the same level. So can you think about any player that you want to call out that you would have said, hey, this player for me, I think should have done better than what he had done so far? Let me go with you. I think Choma is still thinking.
Yes.
Me?
You know what?
No, wake me up. I know who.
Okay.
My most underwhelming performer, considering his profile and how popular also he seems to be, is Van Dijk. Van Dijk has been a disappointment. I think that if not for Alisson, Liverpool probably would have lost one or two more games than they have. Alisson has actually been their best performer. Sorry, I forgot Alisson when I mentioned.
I thought about him too, but I just said
Alisson has been incredible for them this season so far. Van Dijk, I rate Van Dijk. Everybody rates Van Dijk. At one time, he was presumed to be the best defender in the world. Even when he was being rated that highly, I was still of the opinion that Joe Matip was an integral reason for him being named the best player, because he's more good looking, he's tall, he's captain. Everybody respects and loves Van Dijk. It didn't really translate that much, and he does the Hollywood passing and all that. Very excellent passing range, long range. But then when it comes to integral defending that makes a difference, Joe Matip really helped him out a whole lot. So this season, I'm seeing that stuff again. Van Dijk isn't playing at the highest level. Isn't playing at the level that we've gotten accustomed to him playing at. So because of that, and because of his reputation, I would say he's been more underwhelming than the ones that have lesser expectations.
Let's go with you. Who has been your most underwhelming performer for Liverpool so far?
I don't even want to talk about Van Dijk because, come on, I will just forgive him because he has a nice hair. I don't get me started on Alisson. Alisson is somebody's country first goalkeeper. Alisson, number one Brazilian goalkeeper, assisted by Ederson. Alisson is making a mess, but let's not talk about it. The person I think I want to talk about is Gakpo. I know he's Ugum's guy, but I need to pick him apart for just give me 5 seconds to pick him apart. So I remember when, before this guy got to Liverpool, there's always gist about how hot somebody is in his league and everything. And the way Liverpool actually kept going at this Gakpo guy. I think it was after the whole Darwin Nunes craze came Gakpo craze. And then this guy comes in. Is it 2 weeks wonder? I'll be 1 week wonder. I don't even know what to call it. in a game, he's there. The next game, he's not there. In fact, 20 minutes in a game, you're looking for Gakpo, like, what's up? Where are you? Seriously. And it's been happening, it's recurrent because you see a Liverpool game, a very hot game, and you're looking for this Gakpo guy, you can't find him. Defeating the reason why he was bought. So if there's somebody I think has been very under, it's Gakpo. He needs to pick up whatever he needs to pick up because I don't think it's forgivable.
Yeah, I hear you, Choma. I think kind of agree with you guys. I'll still drop a third name in there. Gapo, like you said, Choma has been a little bit inconsistent, but I would not. One thing I know he has is he's been working very hard for the team each time he has played. But
We're all
probably
working.
maybe going forward,
Kai Havertz is working hard.
he has not
Kai
really.
Havertz is working hard.
Yeah,
Okay.
then on
Modric is
the
working hard.
then on what did they call him on Van Dijk. I think I get Ugun's point. Van Dijk, he needs to realize that players are no longer scared of him. I think sometimes one of the things that got him out of jail most times were sometimes players were not confident enough to have a go at him. But this time around, I think more players have begun to have more confidence to run at him, and most times he has come out second. So I think yeah, Ugumi is right to call him out. For me, the player that I probably feel if I am the club, I will feel a little bit that he has underwhelmed is Thiago Jota. For two or three games, he was picked to start ahead of both Darwin Núñez and Gakpo, and he has not really delivered. That guy, yeah, he might not. He has been important for club since he has been in the club. The last since he was brought from, I think he was from Wolves. He scores some important goals for the team and he chips in. But this season, I don't think he has managed to find the same rhythm he has been playing with.
It's too early.
Yeah. We are reviewing the first 4 games. That's what we're looking at so far. And in the beginning, if you remember, I was saying I don't understand why club was benching Núñez for Thiago Jota because he was the one starting the first 2-3 games. I think he started the first 2-3 games, and he comes in even when he doesn't start. So he has seen a lot of minutes so far in the season, and I believe he has not really made use of those opportunities. So for me, that's a player I'm going to pick out for Liverpool. Why I also agree with you guys on your points for Gakpo and Van Dijk. Then let's look at Choma. Liverpool, yes. This season, you didn't get us in the beginning. I'd asked Ugum his overall view about how Liverpool has done so far, considering how they struggled last season. From what you have seen in the first 4 games, first, what do you think club needs to do to either sustain what they are doing right now or improve on it? And what do you expect Liverpool to achieve this season if they continue doing what they are doing right now? Or considering what they have, the quality they have in their team, we thought about the transfer window. You were not here when we thought about it. Do you think they have enough in their squad to sustain what is going on now? What would be your expectation of the team?
I think Liverpool. Well, I think they are. For me, they've never been a team known to struggle or not know what to do with the available players they have. Yeah, last season they had some injuries, if you remember, the likes of Diaz and and then they had this
Van Dijk
new
as well.
yeah, Van Dijk, and then in came Elliot, the likes of Elliot, started playing, and they started making impact. So Liverpool, for me, last season, I think I'm going to apportion that to the injuries they had. That's what I'm going to be doing because even last season, Núñez wasn't at his best. He wasn't 100. He wasn't 100 last season. And seeing that this season they have all their guys that went on injury are back home. They are back here. So now they have fresh legs. They have more players to apply. So I don't think last season is going to repeat itself if Klopp does what he did when he got the league
on the Champions
and
League.
all of that. So I think they can do what Klopp would do
So do you
when he
expect
has all his guys together.
do you expect Liverpool to potentially join Arsenal to challenge City this season?
Have you not heard?
As in like the top three?
No, you've not heard the word on the street.
No,
According
no.
to some of all the big time pundits and all the big boys that play the league, nobody's calling Never Walk Alone. All the Never Walk Alone guys, they didn't make the list. It's Arsenal versus Man City. Arsenal
Okay.
against Arsenal.
So what's your
But
expectation about for Liverpool this season?
Liverpool, see, me, I believe Man U can actually scare Liverpool away, irrespective of what is happening to them at the moment. But Liverpool, no. If there's anybody they will beat, is Newcastle, because those ones are not serious at the moment.
Okay. Ugum, so I know I've asked you a general overview about Liverpool, their transfer and stuff like that. You know, having looked at what club has done so far, what the team is doing, and the strength they have in depth, the players they have in their squad, the number of players and what is going on, looking at using what they have done in the first 4 games of the season, what would be your expectation of Liverpool this season? And do you think is there anything they need to do differently to sustain what they are doing or what they have achieved so far after the 4 games every team has played?
I think that Liverpool are perfectly capable of making top 4, definitely. There's a chance that they may actually contest for the league only if they get into that. You see, getting into a dominant form in the EPL is not easy, but it should never be taken for granted. No, there are only 2 teams that have gone into dominant form in the last 3-4 seasons. Those are only Manchester City and Liverpool. When I say dominant form, I mean winning upwards of 10 goals on the trot, right? No other team has been able to do it. And if they've been able to do it before, it takes a certain mindset. It's not just that you have players. It takes a certain mindset. It also takes a certain chemistry for a team to be that dominant.
Yeah.
So because they've done it before, I won't put it beyond them to do it again. Because they have the same coach, they have the same team environment, but different players. The only thing is it depends on how these players bed into the team, and of course the defensive frailties are there. Those are the only 2 reasons why I don't think they will contend for the league. But if they reinforce defensively and hit that form that I'm talking about, that dominant form, then there's a chance that they may actually contend for the league.
Yeah, for me, before I give my own verdict, there's something I want to say. It's really becoming an insult for all other EPL fans and players. Each time you talk about any team competing or challenging City for the title, everybody is talking about top 4. You remember, Ugum, some years back, as an Arsenal fan, top 4 used to be a big deal. Right now, I'm trying to move from that mentality. I'm no longer talking about top 4 because, I mean, how long will this continue? This is 7 years. City has won 6 times. I'm asking you about I'm asking you about Liverpool. You subconsciously you're talking about top 4, and nobody is even talking about pushing City to losing the league. I mean, you can win. You can have all the qualities in the world. You can win it back to back. It still takes from nowhere. The other time, Leicester came and won the league. We did Chelsea yesterday, and one Chelsea fan, you will see the video when it comes out. Say that Chelsea was going to win the league this season. I asked him, why would you say that? He said, well, the same way Leicester won it out of nowhere, that's Chelsea is going to win the league this season. And I said, okay, well, I respect your view. That's your view. I'm not going to say, send it to jail for saying that. So my point is, if we're talking about Liverpool doing well this season, that so far they have done well, and barring injuries, they should, do well. Why would doing well for Liverpool be making top 4? So for me, that's not if they came 5th last season and everybody felt that they didn't do well, why would they coming 4th this season or 3rd be a success? So for me,
solid point.
Yeah, for me, I think Liverpool is good enough to challenge for the title, barring injuries. And like you said, if they can sustain the mindset that they have right now, which reminds them of how they were when they pushed City all the way 3-4 years, 2 seasons ago. So for me,
Yeah.
I expect
May I
Liverpool.
also?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, not to stop you, Tom, from
Yeah, go
talking.
ahead.
I forgot a point. One point that I didn't mention that I think that may be a real joker for them is Darwin Nunes. Darwin Nunes is the player that hit the goal the bar or the goal post the
More.
most last season.
That's yeah.
Right. Yeah. So which shows you that the guy gets into scoring positions, but was just really unlucky last season. If he scores half of those goals that he missed last season by hitting the bar this season, he's going to be a real joker for Liverpool.
Yeah. So, like I said, if they sustain what they are doing right now and barring any major injuries, if Liverpool is really serious, I think they have the quality in the team to push City all the way, City and potentially Arsenal. So, for me, I expect Liverpool to be in and around the. I'm not going to say top four. I would say top three. Liverpool, I expect them with the quality that they have, with the coach that they have, the players in that squad, having their goalkeeper, Trent, Van Dijk, Salah is still there. Szoboszlai came in so far. He has done well. I expect them to be anything short of top three for me will be uh will be a failure for Liverpool. So I expect them to be up there challenging for the title, if possible give City a run for their money because, like you rightly mentioned earlier, they have the experience. They've done it before. And most of the players that are in that team today, we are part of the squad that pushed City to the limit. If you remember last season when they were struggling, Pep kept talking about them. Even all City fans that you talk to in any podcast or anywhere, they were still saying they don't believe that Liverpool is going to go through the season this way. And once they picked that form, if you remember, they went, I think, 10, 15 games, maybe losing or dropping points in just one or two, which was what brought them to fifth position. So I believe Liverpool, having seen what they have done so far in the first 4 games of the season, are going to be a force to be reckoned with if they sustain what they are doing now and avoid injuries. So that's where we go. Viewers, I'm going to stop today for Liverpool. We have just reviewed their first 4 games of the season. You've heard what we have said, considering or looking at their transfer, general overview of the performance so far after 4 games, what Klopp has done differently this season to rejuvenate Liverpool back to what the Liverpool that we used to know, or something close to what we used to know about Liverpool. We also picked out our individual best performer in the team. I went for Trent because of the way he has recreated himself and reinvented himself and come back almost to the level that we know him for. Ugun went for
Allison. I'll change that to
Allison.
Allison. Yeah, I had Szoboszlai before.
Yeah, and Choma went for McAllister. So as a viewer, you've listened to us. I don't know who your best performer for Liverpool so far after 4 games has been. Let us know in the comment section. Then for the worst performer, or the most underwhelming player in the team, Ugum went for Van Dijk. I looked at Curtis Jones because for me, Thiago Jota, because Klopp has given him chances in the first 4 games of the season. Actually, he started the first 2 games as the striker. So for me, I believe he has not made good of those opportunities. Why Choma picked Gakpo as his own underwhelming performer in the team. So let us know what you think about these choices that we have made. And also, don't forget to let us know what you expect Liverpool to achieve this season, considering what they have done so far. If they are able to sustain what they are doing now and avoid injuries. Again, I know we want to remind you one more time, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel or if you have not subscribed yet. Like and share this video and help us on our road to 2,000 subscribers, and let's support the cause. Ugum, thank you for coming on the show. As ever reliable. So we appreciate what you're doing for the channel, and our viewers also give us feedback about you. Keep doing what you're doing, and we appreciate you. Any word for our viewers before we go?
It's a pleasure, Reggie, working with you. how I feel about the work you do and about the channel. We believe in this channel, and we hope that our viewers, subscribers will believe with us, and let's keep growing. Let's keep growing. Let's keep getting better and better.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you. And see you on the other side of the hour. Peace out, bro.
Yes.
Bye.